Hello, BookTube. I've got a little mail for you. I'm going to try this video again. There's a massive amount of construction noise about 5 feet away from this camera, and that led to a lot of gunfire exchanged on both sides, and there were mortar rounds. So the last take of this video that I did, I went through the first book, and by the time I was finished with the written description of the first book, I was veins popping out, literally screaming at the camera in order to be heard over the noise. But until I move, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just a permanent feature. So I'm going to try again. I've shut off every window that I can think of, blocked every crevice with shirts or towels or whatnot to try and make this acceptable just long enough to get the mail done, and then I won't try again. So I want to show you the book that I opened and screamed at the top of my lungs to be heard. It's this. It's Middle Europe, the Middle Kingdom, by Martin Rady. About well, let me read you here. I mentioned in the screaming video that a lot of these pub sheets come with "Dear Media Colleague" or "Dear Producer" as the salutation, and I've never liked that. Of course, I understand the reason for it, but I've never liked it. And this one, somebody obviously didn't like it either, because they put in "Dear Kind Reader" instead of that, which I thought was really neat. So let's try and go through this without screaming and see if the background noise grows to counteract even the efforts that I've taken to muffle it. Then there's nothing I can do. I'd have to film somewhere else. I mean, in a different house. I'd have to film in a different location in Boston. We'll have to see. So anyway, let's try this again. Central Europe has often been characterized by what it is not. Neither a part of the mainstream of Western European history nor a part of Russia. The division of Europe after 1945 into an East and West meant that the label fell out of fashion. But with the end of the Cold War, Central Europe is back, and so are the problems that have always dominated its history. The malleability of its borders, its openness to invasion from the East, and the tension there between state and nation. Yet Central Europe is not just a space to be fought over. Its culture and civilization are distinctive, and its contribution to European world history are profound. Central Europe was the home of the Reformation, and it shaped the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, and Romanticism, as well as advancing some of the 20th century's most important artistic movements. But its politicians also launched 2 world wars and made the region synonymous with death camps. Bloodlands, for instance, by Timothy Snyder, would be a book to really read on that subject. Central Europe is dangerous, and its history needs to be better known. This is coming out in the spring of 2023 at 650 pages, so a nice big fat history from Basic Books. So that's one thing, and then we've got another package and then a big box, and then we'll be done. I guess maybe I could film mail hauls at 3 in the morning and hope for the best, hope that curtails noise. I don't know. All right, this next one is from, oh, great, fantastic. This is from For Our Strauss and Giroux. This comes out next year as well, I believe. Yeah, March. This is something I'm looking forward to. This is by David Waldstreicher, and it is The Odyssey of Phyllis Wheatley, a poet's journeys through America's slavery and independence. Also a big, thick thing. What have we got here for page count? Is this 600 pages? 350 pages. Let's see here. The author offers a close readings of Wheatley's writing, new scholarship into anonymous published poems he argues belong to her, and an illuminating perspective of her poetry as a dynamic force in Revolutionary era public discourse. Admired by George Washington, ridiculed by Thomas Jefferson, published in London, and read far and wide, Wheatley led one of the most extraordinary American lives. Seized in West Africa and forced into slavery as a child, she was sold to a merchant family in Boston, where she became a noted poet at a young age. Mastering the Bible, Greek, and Latin translations and works of Pope and Milton, she composed elegies for local elites, celebrated political events, praised warriors, and used her verse to variously lampoon, question, and assert the injustice of her enslaved condition. She demonstrated a complex but crucial fact of the times, that the American Revolution both strengthened and limited black slavery. In this new biography, the author provides the fullest account to date of Wheatley's life and work, correcting myths, reconstructing intimate friendships, and deepening our understanding of her verse and the Revolutionary era. Sounds fantastic. Just sounds fantastic. So I'm not going to get to it, or the Middle Kingdom. They're not going to get to either one of them in 2022. I've got quite a bit to read in 2022 without branching out, but they're on my list. And then we'll do the great big box here. Maybe it's a finished copy. Be a little bit forlorn to go through a mail haul and get nothing for 2022. That would be a little bit sad. Oh, it's a bunch of books. Oh, great. Okay, what have we got here? Okay, this is, I did not request this. This is a paperback original. It came out in September, so it's out already. This is The Naturalist Companion by Dave Hall, a field guide to observing and understanding wildlife. It's a paperback original. You're not going to be able to tell from the camera, but it's tougher. It's got a tougher textured feel to the pages, along with photographs, but also outlines, visual outlines, identification outlines. Oh, this is lovely. But what I mean is, see, you've got great photos like that. That is a wonderful photo, but that doesn't help you as a field guide. This is obviously meant to be a bit of both. A natural companion, and also something that is tough enough for you to stick in a rucksack. And this is out already in your bookstores. For all those who seek to better understand the natural world and enjoy safe, rewarding, and ethical wildlife encounters, a new book provides the needed skills and know-how. This book teaches readers to experience nature by blending in, reading signs, and quietly observing. Good luck doing that if you have a miniature schnauzer. Through extensive time in the field, author Dave Hall has developed a comprehensive understanding of nature awareness and refined his skills to enhance any time spent outdoors and to foster closer, more respectful experiences with wildlife. How fantastic. How fantastic. Okay, well, this is out already. I'll get you a better... It's got eye-openingly beautiful photography all throughout it. But it is also... it also does have practical guides to see exercises. It's got practical guides to what the kinds of things that you need to do to increase your natural awareness. Boy, though, the photos in here are amazing. They are just amazing. Look at that. There's a deer resting in a wallow. How wonderful. Okay, well, that's a nature book then. Great, and it's out already, so I can go through it right away. Then what is this next one? Oh, this looks like another nature thing. Did maybe the publisher send me, this is Mountaineers Books? Maybe they just sent me a care package of all sorts of things. Okay, so this is new in November. This is coming out this month. And this is The Art of Shralpinism, Lessons from the Mountains by Jeremy Jones. And this also is a kind of a tough original paperback that is, what is this, $30. Okay, what have we got here? From the snowboarding star Jeremy Jones comes The Art of Shralpinism, a new book that explores what it means to adventure in the mountains. An insightful and unique manual to being in the mountains from one of the most well-known and highly acclaimed snowboard mountaineers in the world. This book is not a technical guide to snowboarding, but rather an experiential approach to creating a mountain life, full of anecdotes from the author's life and expert tips accompanied by the author's own captivating artwork. So there's original artwork in here, but there's also, I think I saw photo. Okay, there are guides. What do you here? How to assess the terrain. I thought I saw photographs though. Well, there are lots. The author has done lots and lots of his own artwork all throughout here. That's kind of charming on its own. No, I'm not seeing any photos, but it's broken down into all kinds of, this is not just reminiscences. There's a lot of practical advice in here. Interesting. Jones rose to prominence early in his career, appearing in numerous films, dropping into rugged, near-vertical peaks from helicopters. Over time, he came to question the sport, ethics, and challenges of how we approach these slopes, culminating in a decision to avoid snowmobiles and heli drops into the wilderness and instead pursue long, strenuous treks on foot to mountaintops before plunging off again. His commitment to ethics and outdoor adventure and his passion for the mountain environment led him to found Protect Our Winters, a global cause uniting the winter sports community against climate change. And he was recognized in 2013 as a champion of change by President Barack Obama. Well, he founded that a little early, I would say, a little too late, maybe. It is summer weather here. It is 80 degrees Fahrenheit in Boston in the first week of November. That temperature is predicted to go up for the next week. It's going to be in the solidly in the 80s in Boston in the first week of November. That is unprecedented and also common. It is unprecedented and also common. I don't believe one of you just very recently, very kindly sent me a new windbreaker, just the thinnest possible jacket, no lining of any kind, just a hooded windbreaker. Very nice thing, very nice of you to do, and I put it on for a walk with Frida, and I was boiling hot by the time our walk was done, and it occurred to me that in this season that is winter, on the calendar is winter, there's a strong likelihood that given a sweatshirt underneath, I will never need more than that windbreaker in the entire course of the next few months. But that doesn't mean the art of Schraupenism it still strikes me as interesting. And then we have one more book. So this was indeed a little care package sent by the same publisher. And this one came out in October. So this one is out already available. This is Mountaineers Books. I bet they would like your business if they're doing something. They put together an awful pretty product, that's for sure. This is by Molly Hashimoto, and it is Trees of the West, an artist's guide. So once again, we have an artwork-infused book of natural history. Yeah, look at this. Good Lord. So this is a guide to various trees, but it's also her artwork. Stunning artwork. Wow, look at that, just all throughout. So it's a guide to trees, but it's also a showcase of the art of the author's artwork. So what have we got here? This is out already. This came out in October. Art and natural history combine to create a perfect read and gift for tree aficionados and nature lovers of all stripes. Well, this certainly would be. I mean, it's a naked hardcover. It's really tough. Artist and author Molly Hashimoto has appreciated trees all her life, and they have shaped her as a hiker, outdoors enthusiast, gardener, traveler, and of course, artist. In this book, she pays homage to 46 of the West's iconic species, ranging from the stately coast redwoods to the diminutive yet distinctive fishbrook barrel cactus, through many different media, each revealing different aspects of these stalwart champions, or companions. Crisp lines, imposing silhouettes, and the varied hues of foliage. Each featured species also includes a rich natural history and brief ethnobotanical notes alongside sidebars on art tips and techniques and poems and quotes from well-known writers celebrating our connection to trees. Fantastic. So yeah, if you know a tree aficionado, this is going to be a lovely thing to get them. Fantastic. Okay. I wasn't expecting that, that's for sure. I got a bunch of nature books. So we got Trees of the West, an artist guide. We got The Art of Shrapnelism, a mountaineering guide also full of the artist's art, the author's own artwork. Then The Naturalist's Companion by Dave Hall, which takes you out into nature ethically, whether you're not tramping over people's houses. Then we have the Odyssey of Phyllis Wheatley. Very good that this figure is getting a major biography. Here's hoping that it gets reviewed everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And finally, The Middle Kingdoms. About the Bloodlands, Timothy Snyder's Bloodlands, about all the areas that aren't the West and that aren't Russia. Okay, so there is the much thwarted mail haul. and we got through it without me screaming and veins popping out. That's great. That's fantastic. It's pretty much all I can ask for. So I'm going to wrap this up while my luck is still holding. But I will be back somewhere, somehow. I will be back. Thank you, BookTube.